Well, good morning, everyone. I got to start off with not an announcement, but an admission. Yesterday, as I posted everything to you, I realized that in my video that I uploaded, I never even read the verse. Joshua 24:15 is the choose you this day whom you will serve. And he gives them the choice. And he says, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Felt like I owed that to you. And so here we are with our highlight from God's word. We're going to be in 1 Corinthians 15:58. And listen, this sounds like we are to be actively serving the Lord consistently. This passage, it gives off the idea that there's an expectation that we are going to be serving the Lord. This passage shouldn't be falling out there to people that do not serve the Lord as if it's some sort of a blessing to them. You have to be serving for this one. And so there's an expectation of that. And before we get too deep into this, let me just say this, that this Sunday morning at 10:15 a.m., we have morning worship at the Journey. Love to see you there. Hope you can make it. It would be wonderful to have our church family together and any of those guests that live nearby, that you would just come out and enjoy that with us. And this morning is the final highlight from God's word for the next 15-20 days. I'm going to take some time off with family, and so I just wanted to let you know so that you'd be aware. Back to 1 Corinthians 15:58, so that I don't fall into the same trap as yesterday. Let me read it first. Here it goes. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Power. This is a power verse. This sounds like we are to be actively serving the Lord consistently. There's something to it. And what's always struck me about how well documented God's expectations of faithfulness, consistent service is, Jesus called it taking up our cross and following him. And his cross was an actual cross. And if you'll notice how Paul speaks of serving or the work of the Lord in this passage, notice what he says. He says to be steadfast. That's just an amazing word. It's like a power word of being stationary with force against you, leaning into it. Be steadfast. Be unmovable. That's what that means. It says, always abounding in our work for the Lord. Did you notice he's not saying always abounding, meaning always having great success? He says always abounding. That means we're moving forward. We're taking the next beach. We're moving into the next phase, whatever it is, because we're steadfast, we're unmovable, and we are growing and abounding. And then he rounds it out. Listen, with telling those who choose obedience in the area of service, it's not a waste of time. Our world wants us to believe that serving the Lord faithfully, choosing to serve the Lord before we fit all the other things in life in, is somehow a waste of time. We're going to miss out on something important in this world. But I believe what we're going to miss out on by not choosing the Lord is the closeness to the Lord that we need, the closeness to the Lord that would actually impact lives for the Lord. It's not a waste of time. It's for the Lord. The Lord is pleased. The Lord is close to those who are faithful. I think this is a place for a simple question. If you are to be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, what is that work for you? What is that work for me? What am I supposed to be doing? And then in my mind, it goes to the last part. The work of the Lord is not in vain. What if we don't have time to do the work of the Lord? If we have all of our steadfast, unmovable, and abounding efforts funneled into all the other things that make me busy? If it's keeping me from what's not in vain. Think about that. That's keeping me from what's not in vain. So the question is, does that mean that everything else I would pursue at the expense of serving the Lord? The Bible makes it clear that that's vain. That's a waste of time. But what we really need to be asking ourselves is what I'm doing with my life pleasing to the Lord, or is it vain? Let that sink in. I hope that helps. Enjoy a great weekend.